Chapter 4, Mishnah 2. The Mishnah continues to discuss which items are included in the standard sale of a house. Someone who sells a house has sold neither the pit nor the cistern that is under the house. Even if he wrote to the buyer in the bill of sale that he was selling him the heights and the depths of the house. Although this clause does give the seller certain rights in the spaces above and beneath the house, it does not give him separate structures with specific functions like a pit or cistern. The Mishnah now discusses a practical problem. The pit still belongs to the seller, but it is located under the house that he just sold. How is he supposed to get to his pit? The Mishnah cites a dispute about this. And the seller must buy himself a path to regain access to his pit. These are the words of Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva is of the opinion that a seller sells with a generous eye. That is, he sells his property without holding anything back. Therefore, when he sold the house, he did not keep any rights in the property for himself, even though he might need later. Even those he might need later. Thus, although the pit is still his, he must repurchase the right to access it from the buyer of the house. But the sages say he need not buy himself a path to the pit, because he never included it in the sale. According to the sages, a seller sells with a stingy eye, holding back any rights that he may require later. Therefore, when he sold the house, he kept the right to access his pit, and does not need to purchase a path to it from the buyer. The Mishnah presents a case where there is no dispute. And Rabbi Akiva agrees that if the seller said to the buyer, I am selling you the house except for these, that is, except for the pit or cistern, that he does not have to buy himself a path. Since the pit or cistern would not have been sold in any case, we say that he included this extra clause in order to keep a path for himself. The Mishnah teaches that in a different case, the rulings of Rabbi Akiva and the sages will be reversed, based on their respective reasons. If one sold them the pit or cistern beneath his house to another person but kept the house for himself, the rulings are switched. Rabbi Akiva says the buyer does not need to buy himself a path in this case, because the seller of a pit or cistern sold it with a generous eye, and included a path in the sale. While the sages say that the buyer must purchase a path, because the seller of the pit or cistern sold it with a stingy eye and did not include a path.